how to improve your speaking skills and how to be able to speak on any subject. Today, from real experience, we are going to find out how to do this. His name is Pedro. We met 1 year ago, and since then, he made a tremendous progress on his speaking skills. And he is from Brazil. Hi Pedro, nice to see you again.
Hi, Dimitri. Nice to see you.
Could you introduce a bit yourself in a few words?
My name is Pedro. I'm from Brazil. I live in northeast of the country in a small town. I am 28 years old. I am married. I have a bachelor degree in law, but I work as a police officer nowadays. In a nutshell, that's my biography.
I know that you studied English at school, but after that, as a lot of other English learners, you could use just some basic things in English. But then, 1.5 years ago, you started learning English by yourself, without any teacher. And as I see, because we have been communicated for about 1 year, and I can see that you did a really great job. You have really have improved your speaking skills. So here's my first question. What did you do to improve your speaking skills?
In order to improve my speaking skills, I think that the most important thing, and that's what I did, which is having conversations. You don't learn how to swim reading a book about how to swim. So I think that's the most important thing to practice. For that, I started having conversations through a website called iTalk on the internet. But with time, I had the opportunity to know people through social media. I took advantage of it, and now I have a network of speaking partners. And now I can have regular conversations without having to pay for it.
How many speaking partners did you have when you started 1.5 years ago?
Zero.
And you say that you have a network of speaking partners. So how many speaking partners do you have now?
Man, I would say that over 40. I think. Roughly 40.
It's crazy. People usually reluctantly try to improve their speaking skills. And I also made such a mistake because, I was thinking that my speaking skills would improve through other activities like listening, reading, writing. But it seems that it doesn't work this way. A lot of English learners today are just afraid to speak to other people in English. Weren't you afraid when you started?
No, I don't think so. I wasn't afraid, I think that the willingness of being able to use the language was more strong than the feeling of the fear, exactly. I think it was most strong, the willingness to start using the language and to be able to communicate properly. That was more strong back then when I first started having conversations.
How many conversations do you usually have per week?
It depends on my schedule, but I set as a goal to have at least 3 conversations per week. But most of the weeks I end up having more than that, 5, 6. I think that the most most important is being practicing, over the days.
Does it happen when you find some speaking partner, but things doesn't work out for you? Maybe you can't find some common topics or other problems. Does it happen with you?
Yeah, sometimes, but it's in most cases I end up having good conversations, because at the end of the day, our goal is practice. So yeah, of course, the topic is important, of course, but what is the most important for us in a situation which is practice chat? The most important is talk about whatever. So yeah, but I would say that most of the times I end up having great conversations, learning about a variety of topics regarding other people's life.
What do you think is the key to have good conversation in English? Do you have some recipe?
No, I don't think that there is such a thing. But when it comes to intercultural communication, which is having regular conversations with people from everywhere in the globe, I think that it's important to be open to the differences. I mean, because sometimes you can, if you are close to the differences, you can face, I would say, cultural shocks. The way of talking. If someone can seem rude for you, but that being rude is not what this person really means. So it's important to be open and let it go of these feelings.
What has changed in your life since you started learning English?
A bunch of things have changed since then, because I like to kid in that, for example, now I have a whole new internet, because before that, for example, I needed to search for a recipe or to to ask some question for Google. I had to do it in Portuguese, and of course I had the results, but now in English I have a bigger variety of results, so kind of now my range is bigger by far than before, by far bigger than before. And regarding the conversations, as I mentioned before, it's a really eye-opening experience, because now I have statements from people's life from everywhere in the globe, because I would say that I have speaking partners from every continent on planet, so that's amazing for me. Yeah, I mean, because before you see the news and you learn something about about a certain country, but when you listen to a real person from this certain country, that's totally different because it's a real viewpoint,
Yeah, regarding mindset, what did you think about Russia before you started your real learning English and communicating with people?
Man, I would say that before I got to know people from Russia, I had the Hollywood viewpoint, usually the tough guy, the bad guy, Dmitry, the Yuri. So that was my impression, vodka, but I think it's normal, in each culture there is such a caricature. Even in Brazil, for example, we had the caricature of that everyone likes football and everyone is constantly dancing samba and ole 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 ole,
Yeah,
party
it's
every
true.
day, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because of Brazilian football fans, you know, because they are so active, you know, and excited.
Yeah.
each
I
time.
don't know. I think human beings like to create caricatures about everything. So it's a natural tendency, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe in order to make things simpler for brain, you know. So like,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah. So I would like to say thank you for this great conversation.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, maybe we can make another interview if people, I don't know, if they would like to know some specific things about your improvement. But
Okay.
yeah, but so far I think it's cool and enough.
Cool. Cool,
Yeah.
man.
So
Cool.
yeah. Bye.
It was great. Bye, man. See you around. Bye. What do you, what do you think?